Lend me your ear. I got something you need to hear. Turn the volume up so it's loud and clear. A podcast where we talk about politics and culture, unscripted, no limits. Like a 504 soldier, we're not pretenders, ain't no agendas. Our only plan is to keep it 100 and do it for the fam. Yeah. What up? What up? What up?
What's going on?
Same old same. 6 mil, keeping it trill.
It's your boy KG.
What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Good, man. It's not as hot as it's been. Weather's starting to get my favorite part of the season. That's probably just because it was my birthday season. So,
No, I like fall as well. We get a little bit of everything during the fall. You know, the day start off, it's pretty cool out.
Mm-hmm.
Then as the day progresses in the afternoon, it gets kind of warm and pleasant. And then at night it's cool again. So, you know, you can sleep comfortably and all of that at night, you know, and just open the windows.
Man, I thought I was going to have to turn the heat on. Then I had to check myself. Well, man, I'm not turning this heat on in the first part of it. Ain't no way. I was like, let me throw on a long sleeve shirt if it's there, or grab a different comforter.
Right. No, it's all good, but I feel you though. I feel you like, it's too early to turn on the heat. No, I agree with you. So, what's on your mind, bro? What you want to talk about today?
So today we want to visit heroes.
All right.
And what I mean by that is heroes for the, Black and brown community.
Okay.
And how we're lacking modern day heroes. And we'll go into detail on what we mean by the word hero.
All right, cool. You want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, why not?
All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Let's talk about these heroes, bro. So, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, I just want to say, like, when I say hero,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking in terms of, and it doesn't have to be one singular hero. And I don't mean like a Marvel hero, even though it would be great if we could have T'Challa come touch a couple people up and then give them an intellectual beatdown as well. But no, I'm meaning like in terms of an MLK, a Malcolm X,
Medgar
Evers, Stokely Carmichael, you know, someone who's going to be a voice, even Jesse Jackson, I guess you can throw in there during the 80s, early 90s, you know, someone who's going to be that voice for the Black community that everyone kind of respects. And I know that those guys had their adversaries as well, but for the most part, generally speaking, those guys were considered heroes. And I'm of the mind that heroes aren't born. Heroes are created by the times. And in these current times, we most certainly need a hero.
So I think one of the biggest differences, like you just said, of the times, you had the differences between the three. Medgar Evers was more grassroots, did a lot of fighting of the system itself.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't loud. He wasn't boisterous. He did it quietly.
Mm-hmm.
He was effective, but he did it quietly. And obviously it cost him his life.
Sure.
Martin being a pastor, organizing mass movements, getting people involved. And then, you take it with Malcolm X, militant, unapologetic.
Mm-hmm.
He was more of the pride and self-determination, similar to Stokely Carmichael, who obviously coined the term Black Power.
Mm-hmm.
And he was vilified for that as well. But it's no one has really stepped. And I know that some people may take offense to that. Some of the people that have stepped up and tried to help.
Sure.
But back in those times, they didn't care what the consequences were.
That's courage.
I don't care if I get arrested. Martin Luther King was arrested 3 dozen times.
Right.
He didn't care about going to jail, sitting in jail.
It was about the mission.
Right. The Montgomery bus boycott. What doesn't get talked about enough is we look at that and we go, well, they were successful in a campaign. But what gets left out is they almost bankrupted Montgomery, Alabama. They needed us.
Right.
On those buses.
Right.
They almost bankrupted the town.
Right. Money talks. Money talks, and it that goes into, and I know it's not as successful as probably they would have hoped it was, but like the Target ban,
Mm-hmm.
people sort of were on board, but then there was a large portion of the community that was not on board.
So they are still struggling.
They are.
mightily. But what gets left out a lot is I think that us boycotting definitely hurt them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what a lot of people don't understand is they were already on the decline. Their CEO had already taken a pay cut.
Mm.
And then, of course, he took another one. So us jumping in and doing the boycott hurt them even more.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't get credit for that. It'll just be, now obviously we're taking credit for it as a community, but as a whole, they were on the decline
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Well, it wasn't just, and this isn't going to be about the Target boycott.
Right.
It's just relative to what we're saying at this time. It was because they were basically canceling the contracts with all of their black vendors.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what like spurred the boycott. It's just like, hold on.
Like,
What are,
right. What y'all doing?
yeah. Seriously, like, what are you guys doing? So yeah, it's just let me put it like this, to sort of piggyback on what you were saying, that it could be someone out there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not a someone. Maybe it's someone's, maybe it's not going to be one particular voice. Maybe it's going to be a combination of voices that step up to the plate and stay on point. And like you were saying, don't be afraid of the consequences. If you fight, you can't be afraid to get hit.
So the same consequences that existed back then exist now. So I'm confused as a whole why all of a sudden these consequences, we can't do that.
Money.
We can't do that.
Money.
I know you and I have had a conversation at some point in the past where, like with the church, you were raised in the church. I was raised in the church. I remember across the street from the church once a year, that small carnival would come to town from by our church. I know the church had influence in that. I remember being down in the basement at the church in that big old kitchen, cooking meals. People coming to eat.
Oh yeah, fish and spaghetti.
Yeah, the fish and spaghetti.
No doubt.
I'm not saying that doesn't still happen, because there are churches that I drive by every day where I'll see fish fry this Thursday or whatnot. It just doesn't seem like it's broadcasted and the community is not as involved. And of course, that's just me saying it feels that way. It's probably packed at some of these places.
No. My issue is we can't seem to stay on point as a collective. That's my issue, is for whatever reason. And money may be the main motivation for some people not staying on point. And listen, you got bills to pay. I understand all of that. But at some point, what's worth fighting for? What are you willing to sacrifice? And I mean, make no mistake about it, we are in a fight. Great Again was never for us. It was never intended to benefit minorities or black people.
The first time we heard that term, you and I were in elementary school.
Ronald Reagan.
When that term was first coined, there wasn't as much pushback at that time, because you and I both know Nancy Reagan was everywhere. We were kids. Just say no. She was on commercials with Punky Brewster, Arnold, Different Strokes.
You want to tell your Nancy Reagan story? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. Hey, all you got to do is Google it and see what people say.
Oh man, my bad, bro. My bad.
It's a wild story. I tell you what, if it's true, it's wild, man.
My bad. Sorry, I know I probably got you way off topic now.
But like with Jesse Jackson did a lot when we were growing up. His name was everywhere. And of course, where we grew up, I mean, Jesse Jackson's headquarters was right there.
Right.
15, 20 miles away from us.
Right.
So, But it just seems like, now obviously I know he's been sick, but it just seems like it just fell off a cliff real fast. After he stopped running for president, he wasn't as front and center as much as he was previously. And I don't know if funding was cut. I don't know if, people stopped organizing. But I think what happened over time is people stopped knocking on doors and they started fighting from inside, and I'm using air quotes, fighting from inside at the table. Like they grabbed a chair and pulled up to somebody else's table. We stopped trying to create our own table, our own chairs. We grabbed their chairs, sat at their tables, and we left the grassroots organizing that helped us so much get to the point of the Civil Rights Act.
Mm.
So it just seemed, and again, it's just us talking. I'm sure there's somebody out there fighting hard right now. It just doesn't feel the same.
Well, again, a hero is created by the times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the decline in Jesse's presence had a lot to do with we kind of just didn't need him at that time. I mean, even though we had the drug epidemic in the early 90s, we had the crack the epidemic, excuse me, y'all, but things were kind of good. People were seeing progress.
Mm-hmm.
People were actually experiencing some upward mobility.
Absolutely.
So there wasn't quite the need for Jesse or Reverend Al to be out there, screaming from the rooftops, even though things weren't still on equal footing. It's like kind of doing okay, bro. So
I know our
yeah,
parents
fact,
growing up, we
fact,
were good.
facts. So the not saying that it's right, not saying that it's wrong, but the sense of urgency wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of continued all the way up until now, in my opinion. So they say history repeats itself. It's a circular, what do they call it? Time loop, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time. Now we've reached that moment again in time where it's time for us to start screaming from the rooftops again. Because if we don't, who knows what this fool is going to do? You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I ain't going back.
Nope.
I'm just saying, ain't that wrong? Come try it. I ain't going back. So whatever ideas you got in your head, it ain't gonna work. Now, I'll offer you a quick solution. Give us our reparations, especially since you just gave Argentina $20 billion. Quit telling us you don't have the money. Give us our reparations and give us our own plot of land somewhere, and we'll be gone. We'll be out of your hair. Just a simple solution. And don't say you can't do it, because history has already shown us that you've already done it.
Several times over.
And still paying them.
Here's what doesn't make sense with that. I'm glad you brought that up with Argentina. I saw a farmer talking about that. He was on the news. And he was sitting in his tractor.
Soybean production, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he wasn't angry. He wasn't bitter. He was just speaking the truth. And he was laying out how we gave this money, and then China agreed to buy soybeans from Argentina. Now, I know, as much as I don't like the guy, but our governor negotiated a deal with China, I guess about 3-4 weeks ago. So over the next 5 years, they're going to be buying a certain amount from Indiana soybean farmers, which is great. But this dude is sitting here talking about, you put us in a bad situation in 2017.
Right.
Then you bailed us out. You get back in office, do the exact same thing again.
Yep.
And now they're going to have to bail him out again.
Yep.
Make it make sense.
Because there's no plan.
Well,
and
it's like you say, you can't run a government with executive orders.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan.
Yeah. And if you dig deep into the Argentina thing, it's probably some corruption somewhere down the road. It's probably some type of kickback, some type of under the table deal that somehow was going to benefit him and his family or someone in the administration in the long run. So let's just keep our eye out for that. I mean, because
maybe we'll build him a military base in Utah.
well, we'll get to that. We will definitely get to that. So yeah, like we were saying, this isn't a slight at anyone. If you feel like you're being that voice for the Black community, please continue to be that voice for the Black community or for minorities in general. I mean, I guess I have to include the Hispanic, the Latino community in this. I mean, because they're in a fight for their survival as well.
They need another Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just stay on point, y'all. I mean, it's maybe we'll have one, but until we get that one, I think we all need to do our part. We all need to stand up and speak out as a collective and stay on point, y'all. All right. Stay on point. Don't let the petty squabs get in between the larger mission. There will always be distractions, and we're never going to see eye to eye on everything. But the main objective, the main goal, we got to stay on point. We have to stay on point if we want to push back, y'all. All right. Keep that in mind.
I'm going to say something. Teachers nowadays don't, well, of course, we've been talking about teachers not getting enough support since we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like nowadays it's even worse for teachers. They're being forced to do things they don't want to do. Certain laws have been put in place to stop them, to force them to do this or to do that. But one of the things that, and I'm saying this as someone who has not attended church in a long time, continue to support the local churches. If your local church doesn't have some sort of organization, some sort of give backs that they do to community, go talk to the pastor, work with them, figure something out, collectively raise money together, put functions together for the homeless, put something together like a drive. And of course, I know they do the coat thing. People like Amp Harris here locally still do stuff like things like that. But those are things that we need to continue to do. Support the local, churches and community centers and even community organizers. People who are trying to organize. $5 will help them.
Right.
Any little bit helps if they're trying to organize something.
Any little bit. Yep. Any little bit. And maybe if you don't have a monetary donation, just donate a little bit of time. And if you don't have time, then maybe just an attaboy. Sometimes just an attaboy goes a long way. Just let people know we see you.
Remember Smokey's mother said, make it enough? Make time.
Yeah, I hear you.
You got 2 hours on a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon, So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. I think we've covered heroism. So let's move into some current events. There has been so much going on in the world since we've last recorded that I feel like we can just do one episode on current events and it would take up an hour, probably an hour plus. So I'm just going to try and touch on, man, like I said, there's so many. So I won't go in depth on any of these. I just want to briefly touch on several things. I want to touch on the raids that's happening in Chicago and how ridiculous they are. I mean, we would have laughed if someone told us 5 years ago that there would be troops on the streets in our main cities in Chicago. I see that they just arrived in Memphis. And it's nuts to me that these fools had a Black Hawk helicopter in the city on the south side. It brings a whole new meaning to the term Chirac. It's crazy. They shot a preacher in the head with a rubber bullet.
No, it was pepper spray.
Okay.
Pepper spray.
Just out there praying.
And it's on video.
It's on video. The 2 officers that got pepper sprayed.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
It's like,
yeah,
What are we doing? What are we doing? And just the way that my mind works, I have to think that at the end of all of this, because this isn't about crime, y'all. This isn't about immigration. So part of me and the cynic that I am has to think that this has something to do with gentrification. When they get all of the people out of the South Side that they don't want, someone's going to move in and develop that land and make it unaffordable. I have to think that that's like the end goal here, because you can't tell me it's about crime when crime is down. You can't tell me it's about immigration. You're not going after European immigrants. You're not going after Asian immigrants. So what is this really about? So I don't, I'm just not going to accept anything less than the racial component. And on the back end, I think a financial component with all of this going on. Also, a way to keep this fool in power, to get that mythological third term that keeps being brought up, which doesn't seem like a myth anymore, is to create all of this chaos and declare a state of emergency, thus canceling elections, thus the third term. So keep all of that in mind when you see this stuff on the news. There's other things that I really do want to talk about. I want to talk about the Argentina deal. I want to talk about, which we just said, this Qatar military base that's supposed to be going in Idaho. Quid pro quo. You get a $400 million plane. The plane is free. Yada, 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 yada. Fast forward, plane wasn't free. The plane was the payment for the military base. It all makes sense now.
You know what's wild? When I saw that, I thought to myself, this isn't new. It's not new for a foreign country's military to come here to train.
Sure.
So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe they're talking about they're coming over here. They're going to stay for a couple of months, fly some F-16s. And then he kept talking.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said we're going to be housing some of their military planes, say what?
They're going to have the capability to take off from here.
From here.
That's nuts. What if these fools decide to bomb us?
Bought and paid for. But here's the crazy part. No longer can we say nobody's that crazy. Because all we see around us is crazy.
Correct.
But you know what's even crazier? What was it, 7-8 years ago? Where he was talking about how they were like the worst terrorist country.
One of the biggest funders of terrorism or something to that effect. Yeah. What changed? Oh, wait. They gave you a plane.
He is truly the HCIC. Head clown in charge. Like just...
I mean, literally, the guy would do anything for money. And I think it's apparent. He doesn't give a damn about America. He's not a patriot. He is about him and his children and his legacy. Everything he does is self-serving. If you don't see that now, I don't know what it will take to make you recognize it.
So I'm going to take away a couple of those things you said. Him. I don't think he care about...
You don't think he care about his kids?
He'll throw his kids. He'll throw his kids under the bus so fast if it involved like more money and staying out of jail or anything like that. I'm not saying the man don't love his kids, or his grandkids. I'm not saying they don't love him. Man, if you told him tomorrow, we'll put $20 billion in your bank account if you send your wife back to where she came from, she gone.
It's crazy.
He getting a chart. Matter of fact, he ain't even gonna charter no jet. He gonna put it on commercial and send her back.
It's crazy. The last thing I want to touch on in my current event, did you see the Hakeem Jeffries encounter? So him and I want to say it was Mike Lawler, congressman from Utah anyway, tried to confront Hakeem in the halls of Congress. And he kept over talking him. And Akeem told him, shut your mouth. And I'm like, did they listen to the last podcast? Did they finally grow a pair? Like, this is the energy that we need. Quit letting these guys punk you all the time. Quit trying to be the nice guys. If they bring smoke, you give them smoke right back. Yeah, check it out, dog, when we finish. Yeah, Akeem, that New York Bronx came out of him for a minute. It's like, this the energy we need, bro.
But I've never understood any of that. I've never understood. I understand, being professional and the decorum and
Sure.
I'm not saying put a ring in it. Well, they're gonna do that anyway on the White House lawn. But that's a
Right,
different conversation.
right.
You know what, man? I just sidetracked. Two things. They're hosting a UFC event next year at the White House.
On the lawn,
On
bro.
the lawn.
On the lawn.
The Oval Office is outfitted with gold.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gaudy.
I was about to say it. Yep.
No, remember how back in the 80s and 90s when somebody used to put the chrome around the wheels and on the bottom,
The chrome skirts and
chrome skirts.
And they do it too much and they make the car look tacky.
But back then we was like, yo, but now we see it and we just laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's a joke.
Yeah.
We are a joke.
First of all, it's not your house, bro. This is the people's house. I don't even understand why he doesn't have to go through Congress. Okay, you want to take a couple of pictures down, but to do construction, that should be something that is agreed upon by Congress and the Senate, because that's not your house. You don't own that house. You should not be able to make those type of changes. Again, why are you making these changes if you're planning on leaving in a few years anyway?
Well,
Unless...
Well, that's the biggest thing for me. It's presidents have made changes, throughout history, and that's fine for the betterment of it. But we're building ballrooms, we're ripping up rose gardens and putting slabs of concrete down. We got gold everywhere. Gold, and I'm sorry, I understand that gold is expensive and gold is a great investment. Too much gold is tacky.
Very much so.
It's always been tacky.
Very much so. Very much.
And if you can hear it in my voice, people listening, no, I just don't like the dude. I didn't like the dude before he became president the first time. I've disliked this dude since I was a teenager. So for those saying that, oh, it's just a bunch of left wingers talking, no, I've disliked this dude since I was 10 years old. So
past that. Even if you have a personal disdain for the guy, if you don't have a personal disdain for the guy, everything he's doing is beneath the office that he holds.
It's beneath, yeah.
It at this point is not personal. You do not deserve to be president of the United States. You don't deserve to be the commander-in-chief. You have diminished the head office in every single way. Every single way. This isn't personal. He just doesn't deserve that honor, and he doesn't deserve respect. Respect is earned, not given. He disrespects everyone. So in return, you get nothing but disrespect back.
This fool said we're going to cut funding permanently, and it's only going to be in Democrat programs.
You're the president of the United States. You're not the president of Republicans of the United States. Now I was about to cuss. Go ahead with your current event, bro.
So I came across this morning. There is a rehab facility here in Indy. There's a lady who runs it, and she gets funding there's a grant from the state, and I guess it's run out of money. And she does like daily yoga with the inmates. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus, I called them inmates. She does daily yoga and programs to help them get back into society. I mean, there's sex offenders, you name it. They're running out of money. Actually, let me take that back. She's out of money.
So she was like funding this out of her own pocket?
No, it was a state funded grant. And I guess that grant, due to recent budget cuts, it's run out of money.
Okay.
So right now she's probably running off whatever reserves that she
Sure.
had, left over. And some of these guys are just going to be put right back into the streets without any supervision whatsoever.
Mm.
So the state has like cut it. What it was called it was a Department of Corrections RSAT grant, and it says it helps pay for sober living and reentry housing. But there's a shortage across Marion County. And sorry, y'all, like I said, I just ran across this morning. It was interesting. And apparently it's not just her. There's 14 other organizers across Marion County who have run out of money.
So this is for people who struggle with addiction and whatnot?
People who've gotten out of prison.
Okay.
So something like a halfway house.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
And she said that all of the organizations just learned that the program was ending yesterday. So they found out yesterday that they're not getting their next round of money.
So when is it over? When is
She's out of, the grant program is completely out of money right now.
Oh, so the termination date has come and gone.
So they found out yesterday, hey, there's no more money. You're not getting your next round of funding.
Wow. So immediately these people are going to be.
So you know what that means. If they're sex offenders and they're living there, now they have to find housing.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, this isn't an oh, woe is me for sex offenders. This was featured in the article. So they're going to have to find somewhere to go. They're going to have to find jobs. They can't live by schools, in certain other areas. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? That means that not just sex offenders, but the other people who are trying to get reacclimated into society now have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that put them? Either homeless or right back in jail.
It's a business.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. And it always funnels back to money in the end. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You got anything else on that?
No, that was it.
Okay, cool. When we spoke earlier this week, I told you that because everything was so heavy that I didn't want to do a RART this week.
Mm-hmm.
I changed my mind. Because things are so heavy, I think we need to just lighten things up. Because it's just like, it's enough to make you cry. So, with that being said, I am going to do a RART this week. Yes, it's that time for everyone's favorite topic, the RART, where we rant about a random topic. And as we go into the spooky season, if you still celebrate Halloween, if you take your kids trick-or-treating, I encourage everyone to be extremely careful and to be safe. My personal opinion, I think trick-or-treating should be outlawed, but that's just me. But that's not my rant. My RART. I want to RART about horror movies. Are you a horror movie fan?
Not in the last like 15, 20 years. They just
not as good as they used to be. No, I agree.
So I was gonna say something, but I don't want to, because I think you're gonna say what I was about to say. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Well, maybe and maybe not. So when we were kids, we had Michael Myers, Halloween. We had Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. We had Jason, Friday the 13th.
Pinhead.
Give me
nightmares.
Hellraiser movies.
Yep.
Here's what, as an adult, as a kid, this would have never, ever entered my mind. As an adult, Jason Voorhees, basically a zombie, right?
He was basically...
he died at the end of every movie and came back, right?
He was basically a mutant.
Did Jason Voorhees have soap and water, bro? So my point being, how in the hell does Jason Voorhees sneak up on anyone? Because again, as a kid, I've never thought about this. You're just like, oh, this is scary. As an adult, I'm going, man, wouldn't you be able to smell this dude like before
2 blocks away?
Right. Especially in the woods where the air is clean and fresh. You're like,
something died.
Something stank. What is that?
Yeah.
I mean, dude could never sneak up on me. You'd be like, hey man, did you fart? Like, what's that smell, bro? He should never be able to sneak up on anyone. And then the whole walking, because he never ran. They're like, dude, ain't no way you're gonna catch me just walking through these woods. I don't care how good you know him.
There was somebody did a skit I saw years ago, and it was talking about what Jason does off camera. And it was somebody running and tripping and falling. And then they put the camera on Jason, and then the camera would swing around, and then another camera would show Jason, and he'd be on like a motorcycle or in a car, like driving really fast to the
Yeah,
next spot. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. When you look back at it, you just go, man, we love these movies. We were scared of these movies. Like, these movies make absolutely no sense. The last Halloween, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, they finally did what they should have done from the get-go. They took Michael Myers and they threw him in a wood chipper. Gone. You're not coming back this time, buddy. Like, why didn't you guys do that 30 years ago?
so I didn't watch it, but that sounds stupid to me. And here's why. They could have cut his head off 30 years ago too,
Yes.
right? But I don't know, man. I don't want to speak on something I ain't watched the movie and talk trash about it and I ain't seen it. But
You've seen enough of them. I mean, they're all the same.
I've seen enough of them. But it's when I saw it was another one coming, I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I won't be watching that shit.
He finally kills Jamie Lee Curtis. Whatever his obsession, fascination was with her, he finally kills her.
Well, she was his sister.
Yeah. He finally kills Jamie Lee Curtis. But the town folk gather him up. They like set him up somehow. I said they take him to a wood chipper and they completely destroy his body. So the end of Michael Myers. And I'm just like, yeah.
Until 2028, when you see another Michael Myers, it'll come out that he had a child when he
No,
was.
well, they kind of already set that in motion. It's not a child, it's a kinfolk though. But at least they got rid of him, which they could have done a long time ago. So that's my right, bro. As we go into the Halloween season, just go back and you got some spare time, watch some of these old classic horror movies and realize just how bad they are.
So what I was gonna say is the reason why I don't care for today's scary movie. Every single movie is just about demons.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that movie. What is it called? The Lady in the Yard.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Turned it off. 13 and a half minutes into the movie.
It was that bad?
I'm just like, I already know what this is.
That was the Black family, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, that movie should have only been 13 and a half minutes because the first time you look out and see somebody's, who is this in the yard?
Right.
I'm calling the police right now. And if the police pull up and she does something to them, oh, I'm ghost.
Right.
I'm getting little. I'm out.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. So, not watching Lady in the Yard. That will not be reviewed on 5 in the Black side.
But I will still go back and watch, even though as an adult, it still like makes my skin crawl. The first time I saw Pinhead and the scene in Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy was walking down the alley.
Oh, with the arms. Yeah.
Because behind our houses growing up, our alleys looked like that.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, yes, I ain't taking the trash out ever again.
Yeah. You know which one got to me, bro, was Candyman, the first Candyman. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Especially being that they were in Cabrini Green.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is way too close to home.
That's 17 miles. Man, we can get to Cabrini Green in 22 minutes.
Right.
Like, nah, this is too close.
Right. Yeah, rest in power, Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one got me. So anyway, that's my work, bro. You got something you want to add for your work?
I don't. Not today. I don't have one, unfortunately.
All right, cool. Not a problem at all. Let's get into our 5 on the Black hand side. movie review.
You go ahead and start.
All right. So today we're going to review the we're going to review House Party, the original House Party, not the remake that came out a few years ago by LeBron and those guys. We're not even going to count that one. Actually, it was just that bad. No, we're going to review the original House Party starring Kid and Play, Tisha Campbell, the late great Robin Harris, the late great John Witherspoon, a full force. What was the dark-haired girl name? AJ?
Yeah,
Not dark hair, dark skin. I'm sorry.
Tyrese's mama from Baby Boy.
Yeah. AJ something. I'm sorry, y'all. I always forget her name. Martin Lawrence breakout role and a host of cameos. So the movie is about two teenagers. I shouldn't say kids. Two teenagers who decide to throw a house party because one of their parents is going out of town for the weekend. And kid gets into a fight at school, gets beat up by three grown-ass men. So he's in trouble. So he has to sneak out to get to the party. Hilarity ensues with him sneaking out, with him on his way to the party, and then when he gets to the when he gets to the party, and just all of the fun and chaos that happens at a house party. Classic. So many moments in this movie, so many catchphrases in this movie. Like I just said, it's a classic. That remake they made a few years ago totally does not do justice to the original House Party. But a few things about House Party that touched me personally. John Witherspoon, that's so my pops. Screaming out of that window, telling all the kids to be quiet. That's my pops to a T. Their bedroom was right there at the front of the house. And I've seen my pops scream out that window at kids, telling them to be quiet. And I'm just like, oh my God, they know my daddy. I'm like, wow, they based this character off my daddy. But the funniest thing about House Party to me is trying to make us believe that Full Force were in high school. That was the funniest thing in the whole movie because all three of them were like 45 and up.
The second funniest part is the gear. Now, I understand it was 1990. And we wore some crazy stuff in the 80s and 90s. We did. But my man had the shirt with the whole neck cut out.
Yeah.
All his chest is out.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you in high school. They let you walk around with your whole chest out.
With some slacks on and some Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
His brother got on some slacks and a workout tank top.
And the other brother never took his hat off.
Yeah.
Walk around the school with a hat on.
Yeah.
How fast somebody snatched the hat off your head.
Yeah.
Especially when we were kids.
Yeah.
Teachers wasn't having it.
Yeah. I'm just like, man, these dudes are all 45. And don't get me wrong, Kid and Play were probably in their 30s in House Party or close to 30.
Nah, they were still pretty young.
But to try and make us believe that Full Force were still in high school, it's just like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, who did the casting for this movie?
The great thing about that movie is it helped. And you're right. Wow, Kid was 26. And Play was 28. See, I thought they were like 22, 23 at the time. Yo, that is wild.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
What was great about that movie, and I'm sure we'll talk about this at some point in the future, is how many great spinoffs of other things that they did.
Yeah.
We grew up with Kid and Play cartoons.
Yep.
Class Act.
Yep.
Which was great.
Yep.
Adding Bernie Mac into it.
Yep.
Eventually.
Yep.
Ronaldo.
It launched a lot of careers, actually.
Absolutely.
Chris Tucker.
Yep.
appearance was in House Party 3. Bernie Mac. You had the little immature group.
Mm-hmm.
TLC were just starting to blow up. So TLC got, a little bit of a shine. What's my man that played Ezell?
Oh, also AJ.
Yeah, AJ. Is his last name Johnson or is that her name?
Her
AJ
name,
Johnson.
she's AJ Johnson.
Okay.
What is his name?
Anyway, yeah. But he's the one who Robin Harris talks about his curl.
Oh yeah.
In House Party 3.
Uh-huh.
He's the criminal.
Yep.
That caters the party. But he playing two different characters.
Dude, the interactions with them paying for the food and not having the money with Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah.
Man, Dante used to quote that movie all the time. Like, especially when that fool had that meat cleaver was running across his head. Yeah, man.
Yeah, classic film, man. I mean, we had so many catchphrases like I smell.
Now, let's take it back and bring it full circle for you. You had a brother who was literally
the DJ.
The DJ.
Yeah.
Of all house parties in Hammond, Indiana.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, we lived in East Hammond, but it didn't matter if it was over by the Renaissance, by Columbia Center.
Yeah.
Everybody was calling your brother.
Yeah.
So, seeing that in the movie, we lived it.
Yeah. Trying to make that equipment fit. Man.
Oh, man, in the trunk with that big old...
That speaker, yep, man. I lived all of that, man. Carrying in the records, all of that, which was like my free invitation to the party, because just like I'm with him. I ain't paying, even though they charge $2-3 to get in.
Yeah.
Just like I ain't paying. Yeah, I'm carrying in the records, and then you just hang out.
Yeah, I remember. I remember was it my 16th birthday? I think it may have been the 16th that he did. Man, them damn crates was so heavy.
Oh yeah. It was a job.
Mm-hmm.
It was a job.
Good old days.
The good old days. So, what do we want to rate?
Oh, the as high as we can rate it.
Yeah, definitely 2 high fives on the Black Hand side for House Party. The original. I gotta repeat that. Go watch the original. I don't want to sit here and quote all the jokes and give it away if you haven't seen it, but go watch the original. It is a laugher from beginning to end, and it aged well. All of the jokes are still relevant today.
Got a question. I have no proof of this, but it's a good question to ask. House Party was 1990.
Okay.
When did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air come out? 94? 95?
Something like that.
See any similarities?
Funny you say that.
Just
funny you say that. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was supposed to be a Kid and Play show. Kid was supposed to be the Will character.
Yeah, because he said it on Breakfast Club, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah. And Play was supposed to be the jazz character. They got mad because NBC canceled their cartoon. So they were like, y'all canceling our cartoon, then we don't want to do your show. That show turned out to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Talk about a mistake.
Man, because at that time, now obviously true hip hop heads know who Kid and Play is. You know, Herbie Lovebug and all those. But Kid and Play would have been, I mean, because they were it.
Yeah.
They were the it group, and to come out of, as far as hip hop at that time. And of course,
to make that crossover into mainstream acting, they were one of the first. Yeah.
And then of course you got Full Force, who was producing music for
everybody. Yeah.
From Madonna to Lisa.
A whole lot of writing credits.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about.
Sure. Yeah. So it's you're right. Talking about a mistake.
Yep. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air could have been Kid and Play. Looking back at it, I don't know if it would have been the same show, but hey, only well, I shouldn't say time will tell, but I guess too late. Too late for us to tell.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it looks like, man, them brothers doing good. I'm sure they all right.
They all right. Yep. All right. So I guess it's time now for the closing monologue. My brother, the floor is yours.
I appreciate it. So today I want to talk about something that's going on. We briefly touched on today's episode, but the title of this monologue is The Weaponization We've Always Known.
Mm.
So watch the news lately. You're seeing ICE rounding up brown people again, pulling people from their homes, their jobs, families are being split up. And what really stands out is how it's being done. It's not quiet, it's loud, and it's on camera. It's almost like a show, a reality show, but the people are paying the price. This administration seems to treat enforcement like entertainment. Fear is turned into a headline, pain is turned into performance. And the thing is, it's not new. It's just being broadcast differently. For Black and brown communities, this kind of government outreach, organizations such as the FBI, the DEA, Border Patrol in the South, and ICE, it's something we've known for generations. We've seen leaders targeted, families torn apart, neighborhoods destroyed, all under 3 words: law and order. Now that the same machinery is starting to reach beyond those communities, people are suddenly shocked. But for us, this is a story we've already known by heart. And maybe that's the part that stings the most. Watching people act surprised. Because the truth is, this didn't start yesterday. It's been happening quietly and consistently for decades. So if folks are finally waking up to it now, good. But let's start that conversation with honesty. The weaponization of government didn't begin with this administration. It's just finally being filmed in high definition.
Excellent. All right, y'all. We're going to leave it there. We want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of For the Fam podcast. Again, we're on Spotify. We're on Podbean, YouTube, audio only. We are going to actively get involved with our socials. We haven't been. We're slipping on that. But we're going to actively start posting the Blue Sky.
Mhm.
Not Twitter. We don't, or X. I'm sorry. I always say Twitter. We don't get down with Elon. So we will not be posting on Twitter. But IG, we're not on Facebook. And anywhere that you can get your podcast, basically, we are there. So tune in. Give us a listen. Give us a like. Leave a comment. Share with a friend. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It all helps. Believe me, it all helps. I'm not saying we're going to be those heroes, but in this time, every voice counts. So share us, y'all. All right? Just share us. Share us with a friend.
Whether you like it, you don't like it, healthy discussion, comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know where we can get better.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well, I'm 6 Mil, keeping it real.
It's your boy KG.
And we'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.